to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George. Hello everybody and welcome in to the Cinementalists, where today we are discussing To Wong Foo, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, as our last film in celebration of Pride Month. It was released on September 10th, 1995. Written for the screen by Douglas Carter Bean and directed by Beeben Cadron. Sorry about that. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. To Wong Foo, as it will henceforth be referred to, as the name is extremely long and takes up much time to say. This is a personal comfort classic, one that I certainly was not watching for the first time, but one you certainly were. How are you feeling on the other side of your first viewing of To Wong Foo?
This was a good one to save for last, I think.
Oh yeah. That was always the goal.
Yeah. And not that the other movies have not been good. This has been a great month of movies, but this one, it would have been hard to beat this one each week after I would have seen it. So very nice to leave it to last. But yeah, we have given a new peak queer cinema for me. A new kind of all-timer gay movie. I'm trying to think of any other queer cinema or that stacks up to this. I guess if you technically say Challengers,
I think Challengers qualifies.
It's queer.
I mean, there's different genres within the queer cinema banner that feel hard to eclipse. I Saw the TV Glow is a queer film. But that's not at all the same kind of queer film as To Wong Foo. Neither is Moonlight, for example, or I mean, even any of the ones we covered this month. The closest I would say was But I'm a Cheerleader, and even that, wow, immensely different. This is kind of a best of both worlds situation with But I'm a Cheerleader and Saving Face, and it works to its perfectly.
Yes, I do remember saying on But I'm a Cheerleader, I need a little more for a movie, and then I took it back, and I wanted, I don't know, I didn't know I wanted this mashup, or that it was coming, but it kind of, it was this perfect kind of build of the two. It was not that it wasn't taking itself seriously, but it could joke
it has a lighthearted
about
nature.
Itself. Yeah, it was very self-aware of kind of what they were doing, but at the same time, it got very real at points, and so I mean, it was it had so many awesome tropes just in here that I loved. And initially, whenever I see the old Western town, or not Western town, but just
rural,
yes, very middle of nowhere, I was like, ooh, I was very worried.
Mm-hmm.
I was the police car sirens go off. You're like, ooh, that could be troublesome. But then this town, I was like, okay, this is not going to be good. I did not expect it to turn into what it did, and I'm so glad that. When does that start? Is that most of the movie? Whenever they're in that town, because they get to Hollywood, and it's the epilogue. It's the last 2 minutes.
The point of the movie is the time spent in the little podunk shit show of a town there. And it is the bulk of the movie. I would say it's at least an hour and 5 minutes, hour and 10 minutes of the film's runtime, and it's an hour and 50. And so an hour and 10 might be giving it a little credit. It's probably, it might be even longer, but
shit. Yeah.
I love the whole. Oh, go ahead.
At 37 minutes, whatever the young gun picks them up, or sees that their car is broken down on the side of the road. So I don't know what the young gun guy
Bobby Ray.
Was. Yeah, Bobby Ray. That's right.
Bobby Ray, good man. Clueless, but a good man.
It strangely, if Christopher McLachlan and whoever the actor for Bobby is also in Twin Peaks, Bobby Garland's son.
Oh, Kyle MacLachlan?
Yes, Kyle MacLachlan. So if Coop and Bobby had a baby, Boom. It's Bobby
Yeah.
Ray. I guess Bobby. Wow, it's already in the name. That's
Yeah,
kind
look
of
at that.
crazy. So, but yeah, no, I saw. I don't know, just young Kyle MacLachlan. For some reason.
It's
In a
wild
little
that you
bit.
bring up Kyle MacLachlan so quickly, as on a very recent episode of Kyle MacLachlan's podcast, he revealed that he auditioned for Tu Wong Fu, for Patrick Swayze's role in Tu Wong Fu. And he was very humble. He was like, I couldn't have done what he did with it, and there's no doubt about it. But yeah, they did a camera test, like he was all dressed up in all the stuff, and he had the makeup and the dress on and everything, and he was like, and apparently like all audition tapes from Tu Wong Fu are like lost media, like you cannot find them anywhere, which is a travesty because I would give anything to see Kyle MacLachlan in this context.
Dang.
He dubbed John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo, the one who plays Chi-Chi in this movie. Obviously the hottest of the three, which I think is he says it very offhandedly, like, and you know, obviously John Leguizamo is the most beautiful of all of them. And he doesn't say it like it's a joke. He doesn't, and don't get me wrong, I don't think it would be a joke by any stretch of the imagination, but he said it like it was such unfettered fact that I thought it was hilarious, just his delivery of it, just like, yeah, and obviously John Leguizamo was the most beautiful of all three, but you know, I like, no, just hilarious delivery, even though it was not a joke at all.
Was there this was a separate moment, but a line that they had of like, I have more legs than blah blah blah, or my legs are as long as, or something about, I don't know, how she has so much leg or something like that. And I think it might be right before she goes and like hitchhikes for Bobby Ray, is like, oh yeah, like, don't worry, like
Swayze's got it like that. I like, here's the thing that I love about, and this is a personal favorite of mine, because it was kind of like, it was one of those movies that the first time I watched it, I was like, I was like, I think that something here might be resonating with me sexually, you know. But Patrick Swayze specifically, I think, is absolutely drop dead fucking gorgeous as Vita Boheme. Like, just a beautiful looking woman. And Swayze pulls it off very, very effectively.
I mean, pure like royalty. She and I guess the, you know, does come from money, or you know, it is there. And then
right.
I thought the the families weren't that big of a aspect in the. I feel like we brought that up of like how the families play a role usually in queer movies, but this one, you know, a little bit. There was the, I want to be accepted by my family, and like I want to go there, like that moment of all their dreams of what they wanted,
right?
Kind of at the end. There's so many like just good heart like warming moments, and then to step out of the movie to like think of real life as well. Love that too. That's been happening a lot lately, which I do like in movies. I don't know if maybe that's just more of like I want to do that more, so I'm doing it more, or if it's like just these movies. But I think this is a perfect another like Julie Newmar, who like who was the previous the Watermelon Woman, I guess, actually not real figure, but like that could be an icon for someone, and you know, that's what got them into movies and everything. But for someone else, it's like the smallest little, you know, speckle of their life, and like not how you should define them, sort of thing. But here, sort of like the like. I loved the old lady that couldn't talk, or supposedly didn't talk, and then couldn't hear, whatever. But then just the opening up of all the movies, you know, and like oh my god, just the listing movies in a row, and then like, you know, Wesley Snipes, what is it, Noxemia, can't even like, it's not registering right away. You know, that like she's talking, and then like, oh, hold on a minute. Wait, okay, I'm gonna list some more movies. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna do that same thing, and it's like, yep, okay, no, okay, I see what's going on here. But no, like her, I hate how we see in her house. Like, she had so many albums, so many.
She had a vibe
like,
going on in there.
Oh my god, yeah, we only got to see like through a little window and like I don't know, or a little bit. But yeah, that was just one of the tropes I really loved of just like a. They asked if there's any historical things that should be seen in the town. It's like that is the place. Actually,
it's her place. Say. Yeah.
But I guess that was never. I don't think explicitly, like part of the movie that they were trying to say that she was so like historical or anything, but like just the town that like got transformed. I love that, like the silence. I like that I had that recently watched not too long ago to have the idea of like a seed that wouldn't be able to grow, or like a that you could plant something somewhere, but the environment would kill it or it'd be poisoned, and it's like planting in a swamp. And the idea of drag queens or this in this town, I think is very swamp-like, or like, but it's like, no, the town digs it. And like the whole, after they decorate their room, it's like, okay, no, now we go to you have a beauty parlor, and then the look of that beauty parlor for this small town.
A vibe, dude. The fucking the fencing on the inside, gorgeous. It's a gorgeous setup she's got going in there. I would take my business to this woman. She's also the town gossip, which I respect the fuck out of. She's the one presenting all the tea. As soon as they arrive, she's like, all right, alcoholic, unhappy with her life. All right, next. Yeah, I love that shit, dude. I'm a sucker for it. And I really think that, like whenever they go to the thrift shop and they got the old shit that's upstairs, Noxema going, oh no, oh, and she just loses her mind over and over. I fucking love that. And the fashion show, there's something so cathartic and lovely about, because with a rural town comes the unnerving real fact that there's almost certainly an overwhelming patriarchal presence. Like the dudes are in control. The cop the cop comes through, and he makes a friend very quickly, and the bar like it's a dude. Rural areas typically guys in their trucks, and the guys are around, and none of them are nice to ladies. You can tell pretty quickly. Besides a couple of them are pretty shitty dudes. So for these drag queens to come to town and help women in general reclaim their agency, because it is an important context here where, like, while all three of them are drag queens, only Vita Boheme is a trans woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chi-Chi might be. That's unclear. Noxema is not. Noxema is a gay man who dresses in drag. And she says as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, she has that line where she delivers the difference between transgender people, drag queens, and queer people, just generally. Vita, at the end of the movie, when she delivers that line where she says, I've always wanted to hear those words said to that name. That's a cathartic release of someone who is a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, the end of this movie makes me fucking melt. Whenever she says Adam's apple, I'm just so happy that I have a girlfriend with an Adam's apple. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just like, yeah, you are a woman, well, and then she immediately negates that and goes, I don't see you as a man. I don't see you as a woman, but I see you as an angel. She's a Clarence figure in these people's lives.
I think that's healthy.
But
I think she says, like, at the end.
I think that's healthy. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. But sorry to get all. I mean, like, that is a huge point of the movie. But the point I was building to originally is the catharsis of these women having a communal moment together, where, in the context of the movie, it's a dress-up montage. Like, it's a fun, like, it's a costume montage. They all get dressed up and they all do their little thing. And it's like, we're out at it's like the shopping montage that you see in, like, coming of age movies whenever they go to the mall and da-da-da-da. But in the context of their world, the one they're existing in, they still are putting on the clothes, and they still are posing for each other, and they still are having fun. And the idea that is, just a good old-fashioned time together where women get to be women and have a good time together. Like, that's cool. I love that. Like, whenever the woman who takes them in and, you know, is the innkeeper and has the abusive husband, is watching them through the window and is so happy for them and is like, so like, she almost feels like she's a part of it, but she's not down there with them. That's beautiful. You know, I know it's immediately made sad, and it is sad, but the fact that even though she wasn't there, she still felt like she was in it, I think is a testament to the sisterhood that they were putting on display, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the town, like the abusive husband, I don't think was newly abusive, you know, this is...
No.
I think that the town's been like this for a long, long time, and they said, like, their strawberry, pie bash or strawberry pie gathering that they do every year. Like before, they were like, well, we show up, we eat strawberry pie, and then we go home. And then it was like, oh, okay, well, let's,
we could probably do a little bit more with this.
Yeah. And so I think it was just I don't even think it's really like purely a drag queen thing, more that it is like these are people from New York, like, you know, like these are they can't accept the room the way it is. They must decorate it, or like, you know, and I think it's just like it is this awakening that, like, it's like, well, yeah, you know, they're not our type of people, at least they would think initially, but then they're like, well, hold on a minute. Like, this is... I would like to go out and try clothes on, and then get my nails done, get my hair done, and then go to a cafe and just talk about things, you know? It is like, yeah, I guess just you have your own agency instead of just staying home and cooking the spiceless chili.
Oh, God.
Or whatever it is.
That was so fucking on the nose that I mean, I love it, you know, just the...
no
whenever she puts
here.
she's like, oh, this spice, she's like, oh, this needs some spice, and she starts throwing stuff in, and she's like, no, like, oh, God. That's the sad part.
I mean, it's like, I thought it was just that white people don't know about spice so that they don't use it, but this guy actively is saying no. Like, you, like, and the spice rack is right above the oven too, or the stove too. It's like it's right there. And I've never heard of someone being like actively against spice. I don't know. At least it's
right.
That's a new concept to me. That's a new level of whitehood, I think, honestly. That is an impressive, I don't know. Yeah, he even said, like, take it out. Like, she was like, no, I scooped it out, or I tried, and then after he's pissed off, he's like, oh, we'll take. This is before, I guess, he throws the pot. But yeah, he asks her to take it out before he has to taste it again. It's like, how?
Right. How? Well, no, there's some really funny shit. Like, you speak to the fact that white people don't spice their food because they simply don't know about spices, and part of that is true at a point. And then after a point, it becomes, because they went so long without knowing about spices, they know they do not have tolerance for spice.
I see. Okay.
So, see, like, a good example of this, I work at a restaurant, right? And recently, my soon-to-be roommate, as of today, release schedule-wise, is like the head chef in our kitchen. And his dad comes into the kitchen and is trying this new vegan bolognese he made, which is fucking delicious. I love it. It's fully vegan, no cheese, it's spicy, it's sweet, it's delicious. He's made it for me like 4 or 5 times now. I can't get enough of it every time. I fucking love it. Legit takes a bite of it and goes, oh, what's wrong with you? And like runs out of the kitchen because it's way too spicy. Like, that was when he had toned it down in order to try to get it on our restaurant menu. You know, like, and there, how much red pepper flakes did you put in that? You know, quarter, like a teaspoon or something like that. And they're like, none. And I was like, that's evil. That's vile. That's completely removing the taste. But see, this is the reality. Some people cannot handle that shit. Blows me away. No clue what that's about.
This is true. Not for lack of exposure, but I was like afraid of spice as a kid, and I was like anti. I was like, it actually like it does ruin the taste of things. But then I was like, wait, a jalapeno is actually gas. Like I used to even think a jalapeno was too spicy, and now it's what was I thinking? You know, sort of thing. So it's like, yeah, no, it's I had like my own little renaissance a while ago, but yeah, this was a whole new level, and I love that like. The resolution of that abusive father's story or abusive husband story is not even a word spoken. It is just fully understood. They face off, you know, with each other, and he's just like, "Yup, I gotta go." You know, he's like, "Well,
I don't belong here, anymore. You have grown beyond need of me. Mm-hmm. I've taken advantage of you for so long, and it's finally caught up. No longer." Man, yeah, I love just the end of this movie is so fucking good. I love that they make the main villain a cop, but beyond that, a transphobic, bigoted cop who is also racist and whose name literally means being stupid.
Oh, what's his?
Dullard.
Okay,
Dullard.
Wow. Maybe
I mean, his name was Dollard, and he repeatedly corrects it to Dollard, but his badge says Dullard, and he gets called Dullard repeatedly. He gets made fun of. This guy is the villain of the movie, and he is stupid as fucking rocks, dude. I love it.
The like places to find homos or something like, or like what was it's something homos, and then it was like the salon, flower shop, whatever. He's going one by one, and then when he hits the bar, that like he just starts kind of talking to the open air, hoping for anyone to like
anyone to talk to be like, this guy's right, yeah.
But no, he was like. Was it also a little like slam poetry-esque? Like I swear he was like he was just gripping each other tight.
It's also like deeply gay.
Yes, he ended it with like I want that action. You know, I am missing that. I'm longing for it, and it's like okay, like I'm like
that's
what
definitely
a perfect,
the tone he's taking.
I actually thought he was dead. Like the first viewing, I'd like okay, well. Good, this dude's dead. But I saw the boot or the slipper, and I was like, okay, or the heel, and I'm like, okay, well, shit, like they're gonna come up, find that heel, and I'm like, how are they gonna know where the heel came from, though? So like that was always kind of like, I'm like, that'll be interesting how they figure that one out. And then it's just the abusive husband and goes into the bar one day while
happens
cop
upon
is
the right person
mega drunk,
at the right time,
goes in on his like. And then he storms in there, man. He was getting up to the top of that whatever on that balcony and just letting the town hear it. But man,
if you look up
the stand up they did though,
I'm going to bring back 3 corpses, and if you look up their dresses and find something that you shouldn't find, or if you don't find something that you shouldn't find, then I don't even know what. Fucking the way that he doesn't even know what he's fucking saying, and he literally makes it a point to say so in his dialogue is so fucking funny. Incredible fun fact. Christopher Penn plays Officer Sheriff Dullard. Penn, as in the brother of multiple Academy Award winning and the most recent Best Supporting Actor winner, Sean Penn, from One Battle After Another and various other great films. But this is Sean Penn's brother, who sadly passed about 20 years ago.
Dang, I was gonna say, I'm like, I swear I don't know why you look familiar. But I...
Okay, well, here's the thing, is that he looks familiar, and it's not because he looks like Sean Penn. It's because he looks like somebody else who's in something. And I cannot place it for the life of me what it is, because I looked through his entire IMDb, and it's not anything there. And then I saw that he was Sean Penn's brother, and I was like, maybe that's it. And then it just doesn't sit right with me. He reminds me of somebody else, and I cannot find where it is. Now, as I say this, there is somebody occurring to me, but even that doesn't feel incredibly correct. If you wouldn't mind looking up Tim Heidecker. It's Tim and then Heidecker, Heidecker.
Ooh.
Is this doing anything for you?
Huh. I don't think who I was after, but that's not bad. Not bad. It feels like it is another cop-ish role, or like a kind of the end of the butt end of the joke. What's the
the butt of a joke.
Yeah, I don't know. But I feel like it was another role like that. That this guy I'm thinking of is kind of in. I don't know if it was a cop exactly, but at least kind of being made the fool, at least. But yeah, I don't know. It's
was
something.
It Steve Zahn?
Steve Zahn.
Zahn is Zahn. Is there anything there?
Daddy Daycare. Steve Zahn. No way. He's the guy that Marvin, him and Eddie Murphy, take care of all the kids. Is that? No way. Is that what I'm pulling?
Did I do it?
Maybe.
I'm just going based off of dudes in my head, because now that I'm not looking at him, I have to recreate him in my head. Mm-hmm. And I'm landing on other people because I'm like, okay, maybe it could be this guy. Like, I'm thinking of people who kind of look like that. Steve Zahn, I fucking love Steve Zahn. Actually, Steve Zahn was in, this is going to be a crazy pull through as far as connective tissue and staying on theme. The first thing I ever saw Steve Zahn in was a comedy from what I would guess was the year 2004, and it was called Saving Silverman. I may have told this story on the podcast before, and you may know it, but this is a new year. Okay. This is a new time. It's time to tell it again. Saving Silverman. This was a movie I watched multiple times as a young lad. I was far, far too young to be watching Saving Silverman. But I watched it with my dad the first time I watched it, because my dad repeatedly showed me movies that I should not have been watching yet. And Saving Silverman was one of them. And one of the, now what I'm sure has aged poorly, again, I haven't seen this movie in 20 years. Maybe a little less than that, but about 20 years. What ends up being the punchline of a joke for a storyline in that movie is that Jack Black is gay, and he marries another character in that movie. Steve Zahn also happens to be in Saving Silverman. And if I recall correctly, might also end up gay. Huh. Maybe he's also gay? Can't remember. But it's a punchline of the joke that they're gay. If I recall correctly, there's nothing throughout the movie that indicates that these men are gay. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the movie, they realize they're gay. And that's just... Haha, isn't it funny if people are gay? You know, so like, I'm sure it hasn't aged well. But, alas, when I watched this movie when I was like 6 or 7, way too young to be watching it, at the end of the movie, Jack Black and the coach character get married. And I remember looking at my dad and going, what's that about, huh? That's allowed? And he was like, yeah. he was like, yep. I was like,
yeah.
He was like, yeah. I was like, cool. And I went back to watching the fucking movie. That's how big of a deal it should be to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I went, no, I think there was a little bit more of a conversation, and it involved him going, yeah, it's called being gay, and something along those lines. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, and wow. that was the first context I ever had for people being gay, was the movie Saving Silverman with Steve Zahn and Jack Black and Jason Biggs and Amanda Peet. I remember the cast very, very thoroughly. Neil Diamond's actually in that movie.
I mean, technically out at a time where gay marriage still was illegal. That's
true.
I mean, it was literally or technically not allowed. But I mean,
it was technically not allowed.
The court of public opinion, I think, is the important one here.
Yeah, I might not have said, "Is this allowed?" I probably just said, "You can do that."
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
that's an option. Like, that's a.
I feel like I looked at I can't remember exactly what I said, but I remember looking at it and being like, "Huh, and then looking at my dad like inquisitively, and him just kind of like nodding at me. Like that's how I remember it. Is like me looking at it, be going, and him going, mm-hmm, and maybe like, ah, and then like if someone could animate that for me real quick, that would be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I guess, am I out of the know of this icon, or is this another like Julie Newmar? Am I just that under a rock?
Julie Newmar. You've actually watched a movie with Julie Newmar in it.
Oh, I have now.
She's the original Catwoman. She's Batman 66 Catwoman.
No shit. Oh, they did say Catwoman in the movie. Yeah. Okay. They didn't even say that. Okay. I was like, wait, Catwoman. I was like, maybe just like, I don't know why I thought that this was like the ultimate drag queen of all, and then I'm like, wait, way back then? I'm like, is that or
no? Yeah, like, it's more just this idea that she was specifically when it comes to Vita Bohem's character, it makes a lot of sense that she would idolize Julie Newmar because Julie Newmar was this image of femininity and regalness, and was just the perfect woman, as it were. So for Vita to kind of idolize her and kind of model herself after Julie Newmar makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
But yeah, Julie Newmar was a real actress and was a pretty big deal in the 60s, relatively big deal. Big enough to put Catwoman on Batman. So,
yeah. I guess just a long, long time ago on the comic book journey, the inaugural, actually. But
the very first.
Was, I did. Okay. That makes just a lot more sense. Cause not a watermelon woman situation. I at least knew, or it seemed a lot more real world here with this one. Like I was never like under question, or I wasn't duped, like kind of at the end or anything there. But no, it was okay. I like the gift of it at the end. Like I was already like in tears and like welling up, but then she goes back in the car, grabs a picture of Julie Newmar, and then as she grabs it, my reaction is I literally turn away from the TV. I remember I literally like I don't know. I had to crawl into like a ball. I was just like, oh, I'm like, it's good cringe. Like when my body just couldn't do anything other than just cuddle into a ball, I guess. But yeah, no, it was a lot of just really good cries. And then also like even whenever it gets scary or it's bad, it's like it's still good in the long run to either hopefully one day when all of these problems aren't problems anymore. That might be too optimistic for our lifetime, but I really hope so. But it, maybe a time capsule to be like, oh, this is how it used to be. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, this isn't even really hyperbole in some situations. Like, this is just very real. But
that is what makes this movie hard. Is that like it sucks that it still required viewing. I wish it kind of was archaic. In fact, 95. This movie came out in 1995.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
man,
this is a 30-year-old movie, and frankly, it was probably never more relevant than it was the last 5 years whenever the drag queen question became a massive point of contention. Like, do we really want drag queens reading to children, and do we really want them performing in front of children, and do we everything all of a sudden became about drag queens interacting with children. And it's like, how big of a problem, if you think it's a problem, how big of a problem was that ever actually? You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you've sought out a drag queen, you've almost certainly never found a drag queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just not something that happens a lot. Now, I've encountered several drag queens. I sought out every single fucking one of them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I was on the prowl.
It's actually a problem with the world because they're so scared to actually go out in public in that form unless they are in a Hamburger Mary's or a related establishment. It is like, and that's why they get to, or motel or hotel or casino. Honestly, I don't know where they're at. Resort, they check into where they're, like very hesitant, like, no. But it's like, oh, no, your friends are actually here. And they're like, wait a minute. huh? They're like, do you understand already? Or like, I think,
basketball league. So funny.
Oh, yeah. So, and then, oh my God, Wesley Snipes. I thought he was actually about to dunk. Like, I mean, I thought he would, like,
Wesley Snipes is nice with it.
Clean finger roll.
Famously, in one of the greatest basketball movies of all time, right before this movie, White Men Can't Jump, with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes.
I've never seen.
Yeah, it's a crazy run that Wesley Snipes does in the 90s. Like, the fact that this is pre-Blade is kind of fascinating.
Pre-Blade. Oh my God, wait, that's actually crazy to think of the timeline. I've just always known him as Blade, so it was like, yeah.
Yeah, this is before Blade. And I believe, I'm almost certain post White Men Can't Jump.
It is post. That was 92.
Yeah, I was going to say 91.
Man, he was working. Yeah. I mean, he's got movie after movie in the 90s. I did not know he was moving like this before Blade. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Yeah, there's a reason Blade was a big deal, and it was like because Wesley Snipes was Blade. Like,
this tracks. Okay, yes. But man, yeah, no, to see, like, to go from Blade, the most straight vampire killer, I don't know,
action, yeah.
Maybe Blade could be gay in another world. I don't know, but they at least weren't.
No, he certainly could be, but that movie definitely concerned itself very little with the queerness of vampirism.
Yeah, him and
which a lot of vampire and it's worth bringing up because a lot of vampire material and stories do not negate queerness. They are almost explicitly queer vampire stories most of the time. True. So it is worth bringing up that Blade could be gay.
True. I mean, if you're gonna drink someone's blood, you're gonna bite someone's neck. That's
intimate. Now, that is something Blade plays on. They play on the sexuality of vampirism, but they don't take it that step further and question queerdom where it pertains to vampirism. Good movie that does that is the Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt vampire movie. Also has Kirsten Dunst, super gay. Interview with a Vampire. Very gay film. Very good film, but very gay. Yeah.
So I guess maybe my just queer lexicon isn't big enough, but like you said this is comfort kind of for you, but like on queer, like if you were to have a power ranking, I don't know if you have a list of this in Letterboxd.
I have a genre canon tag for a series of lists. That's like Colton's horror canon, Colton's sci-fi canon, and then there's also subgenres and macro genres like Colton's queer canon, and this is absolutely in there. All of those are 16 films long. It's the nice 4x4 kind of image that I like to present there. I'm very careful about my lists on Letterboxd, so I'm glad you brought it up here. But yeah, it is included on that list. And I would say, just off the top of my head, it is my favorite flamboyantly queer film. If that makes sense. Like a movie that when you watch it, you're going, this is gay. And this is obviously gay. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no subtext. It's not sad. Like it's a little sad, but again, we talked about this recently a lot with, I think, Saving Face. A lot of queer movies end sad because there's a lot of inherently sad stories that come with being queer. Brokeback Mountain, devastating. I Saw the TV Globe, Moonlight, devastating movies. These are just movies that are not going to be super happy. And then you bring up a movie like Challengers, which you were like, would you count Challengers as a queer movie? Which I would say yes, but it's not such a massive part of the movie that's like obviously them wrestling with their sexuality and for some, it is obviously that, but the movie isn't trying to make the case that it is obviously, oh, I want you, you want me, but we are trying to convince ourselves that we just play tennis. The movie doesn't concern itself solely with that. So this is a movie that, as far as another one that I love that's in this vein, also has Robin Williams, The Birdcage. I've brought that up before with you. It has Nathan Lane, Gene Hackman. Fucking great movie. Robin Williams leads that one instead of a small appearance. Oh, you speak French? How by? I just love the his delivery and his effortless fucking charm. Just he disarms you so quick, and he's in this movie for all of 4 minutes, and goddamn, is it a special scene.
I mean, I texted you the moment he popped up because I was like, I didn't see him on the credits. Like, I don't know how many times I like opened up and just saw like the Wesley Snipes, Patrick Swayze, John. Like, right. I just saw the main kind of cast, and I'm like, I don't think I ever saw Robin Williams. I feel like I would have seen him up there, right? And then it's like, by the time I'm like kind of processing, like, oh my god, he's in this movie. He's kind of like out of it. So it was like kind of
and
a little
quippy the quippy nature that scene is written with. Noxema, you remember John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt? Of course, his name is my name too. Oh, do people always shout, I hate that? You know, like, that's so good. That's so sharp, so simple, and you would think so obvious, but it's not. Like, that's just, it's so charming. And Robin Williams does a great job of bringing that to life, but I also think that's a really sharply written scene. And I think a lot of the comedy in this movie is incredibly sharp. Like, one of my favorite scenes is, one of the most iconic lines of the movie is when a woman says no, she means get your hand off my dick, buddy. That's a great fucking line. Like that is just a great line. Dude, hilarious.
Going over to main guy who eventually gets in the cleans up whatever, but main douche kind of that leads the pack. And, gripping them by the balls, and this is how you talk to women respectfully, you say, good afternoon, ladies, blah, blah, blah. And then ending it with, kind of a mic drop, but a ball drop. And then saying, you just got to know how to talk to people. And I was like, unbelievable. Every lady that's saying there was like, that's the most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life. Like that was, and then like from every age, literally, like you have it was Bobby Ray and Bobby Lee. Was that the girl?
Lee,
yeah, okay, Bobby Lee. So Bobby Lee, is that where does Bobby Lee come from? Is that Bobby Lee Jones? Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee, not Bobby Lee.
Is there a Bobby Lee? Yeah, and also no, but Tommy Lee and Tommy Lee Jones, separate people. Tommy Lee, the drummer for Motley Crue.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Hooked up with, was married to Pamela Anderson. Tommy Lee Jones, famous actor.
Yes, okay. But yeah, anyway, I guess from Bobby Lee to Old Lady, to Who Doesn't Talk, they're all reacting the same way. They're just jaw dropped. They're just like, oh my god, like this is okay. We're in. Like, yeah, we're like this. I love a moment. Just the trope that the women are actually running all the shit behind the scenes, and the guys are just thinking, just doing what guys just will do. I don't know, just going on thinking they're running shit. But I love that trope, and then it builds more and more, and like it's like an active takeover of the ladies, kind of the town. But like I love how only the abusive kind of husband is like kind of out, but every other husband's like, I'm in on this. They're like, they wear the 60s clothes. They're like, get out and dance and like do it all. And it was, I don't know.
They brought the town to life. They reminded them that there was more than whatever the fuck they had going on there. Like, life seemed very day to day, very boring, nothing going on. And they were like, wait, we can just have fun if we want to? Hold on. You're telling me that if I just want to like have fun, I could do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just takes a little color and a little planning.
Red and Wild. Oh man, I should have wore a strawberry shirt or something red, or pink. Love the old lady wearing like hot pink. She was like the pinkest, I feel like, of everyone. She stood out kind of, and it was but in a good way there. And then
I wore the fuck ice shirt.
I love this. It has me confirm that I'm a human being by dragging a puzzle piece. That's crazy. And I failed last time. I did not fail this time. But what was I guess the color. Oh yeah, I was gonna just like the free will. Like it's like you could stay down and be in this little town and just I don't know, I guess what they were up to before. Just very simple lives. Or like, make the strawberry pie bash like actually super fun. Like I don't know, this was a great event. And oh man, I guess I had another thing or to go somewhere, but I lost that train of thought. Might return to me at some point. But oh my gosh, that is gonna make me very angry. We'll get
back
now.
Around. It'll come back around. It'll come back around very naturally and just when you least expect it. And whenever it does, just interrupt whatever the fuck we're talking about and go ahead and bring it up. Okay. You deserve that kind of grace. I really. I've just loved this movie for, I think it's only been a couple years that I've been watching it. I think this was my 5th watch of it, though. It's been a very, very frequently revisited film for me. And you'll see, you'll watch it again inevitably and probably sooner than you think. And it'll just make you so fucking happy, dude. Like, I was watching this movie the other night, and I got to the last 20 minutes, and I even tweeted this. I blue skied this. Skeeted, what is what they have dubbed those.
Skeet! I can't get behind that, not gonna lie. I can't. I'm sorry, Blue Sky. I love the app, but you gotta... That has actually been actively... The reason it's kind of caught on is because all of Blue Sky's admins have been like, please don't call it that. So everyone's like, well, now we gotta call it that. Can't use the reverse.
No,
sorry to break your train of thought.
I posted, try not to cry during the last 20 minutes of Tu Wong Fu challenge. Impossible. I'm just fucking broken. I mean, very, very happily broken up over the film and those last 20 minutes. And God, I mean, even the payoff for Chi-Chi's payoff is wonderful. Mm-hmm. You know, we took this little Latin boy in drag and we took him across the country and now, drag queen of America. Let's fucking go. Mm-hmm. Let's fucking go. Not to mention the idea that the drag queen of America is a Latin person. Fuck ice.
Dang, that's actually true. We're breaking so many boundaries there. Julie Newmar handing the award off as well at
fucking
the end.
Real.
Kind of maybe like felt like the only part that felt like a little wrong. It was nice that Chi-Chi won, but like if Vita could have won to get the award from, it felt like she had the obsession with Julie Newmar way more than kind of anyone else. Or that was the only part that was a little good. But it was like, no, I think the 4 steps to becoming a drag queen. I think did they ever mention step 4 or was that step 4 based? Because they step 3.
I take it that's step 4. Yeah.
Yeah, because step 3 I remember was basically saying, okay, Bobby Lee, you can have Bobby Ray. Like I was okay, yeah. I get it. I was overstepping maybe a little bit, whatever, but no, okay, you can have them. And they're like, okay, step 3. But I don't remember
my
step
favorite
4.
thing about the 4 steps of becoming a drag queen thing is that it's completely made up on the spot by Noxema, which is so funny. How many steps are there to becoming a drag queen? 4.
Yep.
And she says it so confidently and so plainly that Chi-Chi's like, well, what are they? I love it. It's so
Vita
fucking funny.
Saves Noxema there. Like literally she's like, oh, we'll get to it later. Don't worry. And they literally cut back to Wesley Snipes, and it's like kind of like a nod of approval, like a thanks. They're like good shit, and it's so like I love it. It was just so off a whim. I love how they're like there's no actual rules to this shit. It's like no, but it is. Yeah, like whenever she's, I don't need you girls anymore. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. It's like then I remove all of your princess points, and then like ooh, that's voodoo. Ooh, that's voodoo. You don't want to mess with that. And it's like, and then Chi-Chi's actually like, no, you can't do that. You can't. That's not allowed. And I'm like, so it's like, it might be like made up on a whim, but it's like no, it there was credibility.
It carries weight.
You know,
it bears fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, dude. It's just such a fun, sweet movie, man. And you get concerned at a point that you don't really know what kind of movie you're dealing with. Again, because queer movies often end up very devastating. I explained the concept of this film. Group of drag queens, road trips across America, breaks down in a small town, to a friend recently, and they went, "Oh no."
Yeah. Correct.
You know, like, do they get hate crimed? Was their question? I was
almost.
I was like, there's attempts, but they don't succeed.
Cop.
You can never bring these ladies down.
The guys of the town. I guess they're all comfortable enough just gang raping someone, or like that's that was just unspoken, or they planned it. I don't know.
I don't know if this is and I'm concerned that my privilege as a man and potentially a time period thing makes this inaccessible to me. If you'll recall, I'm going to connect this back to our comic book movie Journey Through Film.
Okay.
The quintessential bad normal thing for superheroes and anybody to break up to be like, hey, don't do that to her, is 4 guys about to do something to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, Spider-Man 2, or no, Spider-Man, 2002. Like that's our, like, there's stuff now. Again, sadly, I'm certain that this happens, but
oh, I see. Yeah, like you think it's
like the frequency with which it is depicted. Yes. I'm like, is it really like that? It can't be like that, right? I'm like, most of the dudes in this town are like ready. They're like, what's up? I'm going to back you into a fucking corner. All 4 of us. That's terrifying. Are you kidding?
Every exit cut off, like it
sealed.
It was very coordinated.
They were in for a surprise.
Like, I don't know. It seems, I don't think they're smart enough to like coordinate that on the spot. Like that was that's
planned.
Yeah, that's I don't know. They've done that before. But then the knight in shining or the knight in green pickup truck. The
knight in shining pickup truck. Yeah,
it's like oh man, and then another little Bobby Ray. Yeah, man, that's like why do they have to have the same name? Yeah, or just different middle name, first name. I don't whatever it is there, but yeah, no, they I don't know I don't know how soon I will return, but no, out of the ones of the month, I'd say like this is the one that will be the to throw it on. And just I don't know, I had a really just kind of chill day, and it usually movies are kind of like a nightly sort of thing, but this one was almost like really nice to get like right in the middle of it. Like I still had a lot of day to look forward to, and I'm like like I see the world a little bit. I want to put more color in my place, I don't like tapestries or draping fabric, it's as simple as that sometimes. And I think I'm gonna try to fill up more of my wall. I think in the next place after this, I'm gonna take another look at the decorations and stuff. And no, it was, but yeah, this one was out of the month. Yeah, out of this month was my favorite, I'd say for sure, and gonna be the staple for this one. So yeah, to see these people in this context as well as drag queens, like didn't know they had it like this, like no. Yeah, at all. So like Blade. I'm trying to think of the other context I've seen. Leguizamo? Is that okay? Yeah.
Leguizamo. Leguizamo, you have seen in The Menu most recently. He's the famous actor guy.
Okay.
Who Ray Fiennes went to go see his movie and didn't like it, and that's why he's there.
Yes, John Wick as well. I think might have been the other.
John Wick. One. Yes, he's the shop owner for the car. Let's see. Yeah.
he's the voice of Sid in Ice Age? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Oh my. Wow. Oh my, it makes so much sense now. Holy wow, that's insane that happened today or like right now. Like that I had no idea until right now. But wow. Yeah, no, this seeing these actors in this context is awesome. And then you tell me I could have gotten Kyle MacLachlan. He's too humble. He's being humble. He would have killed this shit. He like not Diane, Denise. To imagine the flipped, flipsy, oh my god, I would.
Well, now imagine David Duchovny, the man who played Denise in the Patrick Swayze role. I could see it.
Same time. This is 95. That. This isn't like this is prime.
Yeah.
Boom. Like maybe that's even why they thought of Kyle MacLachlan. They're like, let's go to the, let's get the, Denise part 2. Yeah. Let's go. And then they're like,
unfortunately, MacLachlan's movie career at that point had been marred by Dune, which was his debut feature, was 10 years earlier than this. By then, he would have been in, of course, Fire Walk with Me, of course, Blue Velvet. But Swayze had been in Roadhouse, and Swayze had been in Dirty Dancing, and Swayze had been in some quintessential classics of the period that made him kind of an easy choice for... Well, and not to mention that Swayze, well, I know that this is kind of funny because one of the movies that he played a really key role in, I think your movie audio might be playing, by the way.
Whoopsies. Maybe. Oh, can you hear
Maybe.
the music in my headphones now?
Oh, that might be what I can hear.
Huh.
That's
you weren't
funny.
able to hear that the whole time, though. I hope, or hopefully not.
No, it's been in and out.
Okay.
But regardless, sorry to the listener if you have been. Not much we can do about that now.
I just paused it, so it is off now. But okay,
gotcha. I can't hear anything now, but. Yeah, when it comes to Swayze, it's kind of funny because saying this about a guy who's one of his main iconic roles is Dirty Dancing, a movie about dancing. Swayze is kind of this image of masculinity in a capacity in his heyday. Like Roadhouse, he was a badass, and Dirty Dancing, he's still the it man. He's the it guy. People want to get with him because he's that dude. Oh, lover boy. Yeah, I love Patrick Swayze, and for him to subvert expectation.
I guess these are massive blind spots for me. But sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
Oh baby, yeah, that whole song. My sweet baby, you're the one. That's Dirty Dancing. Time of My Life, Dirty Dancing. Great fucking movie, Dirty Dancing. And Swayze, I mean, he had quite the fucking career. He passed probably 15 years ago, would be my guess now. I was young. I think I was in middle school.
2009. Wow, yeah. Holy
okay, I was in elementary school. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, like I remember that though. I remember when Patrick Swayze died. Like I didn't really know who Patrick Swayze was, but I remember it being a big deal. I remember people talking about the fact that Patrick Swayze wasn't around anymore. That's to have left that kind of mark where like a young mind who has no idea who you are remembers when you passed is kind of incredible.
Yeah, I need to see.
Swayze's real.
I need to see Point Break so badly now, or like now that I have some Patrick Swayze. Like I already know I love Keanu, but it's like now I want to. No,
Swayze's the shit.
Not that I don't like his drag form, but I would like to see Patrick Swayze. I think in his more. Who
doesn't
knows?
get better than this.
I guess who knows? Maybe this is normal Patrick Swayze.
Doesn't get better than this.
I don't know. Maybe this is actually
piping hot off the presses. This is normal Patrick Swayze. Yeah, no. Don't get me wrong. Patrick Swayze is hot as fuck. Like Patrick Swayze is so fucking fine. but in terms of strictly performance, the level of endearing himself to you as a viewer he does here is kind of unmatched. I think he just does an obscenely good job here. Point Break, he is kind of a villain.
Interesting. Okay.
He's kind of a villain. Dirty Dancing, he's definitely not. Roadhouse, he's definitely not. But that was what was interesting about Point Break, is that like Keanu was the hot guy on the scene, and like he had to be the like Swayze was the heavy because Keanu was the new hero, which is cool.
Okay. Yeah, I need to. I don't know. There's a lot of blind spots for Patrick Swayze. That's for sure. That like those do feel. I mean, I've heard of Dirty Dancing. Like that one does.
Of course.
Feel pretty darn big to miss. And yeah, I think that'll be nice to. I don't know. All About Dancing, kind of like a. I don't know. I've still never seen Footloose either, but it feels. I don't know. Do they save the town with dancing, or? Is that actually what happens at the end of Footloose? I don't know. I only know that because of
it's
Guardians
more like
of the
spiritually
Galaxy.
saving the town with dancing. You know, it's not like literally like, oh, the town's gonna die, we gotta dance. You know, no, nothing like that.
Okay.
It's more like people's spirits were dying, and what they needed,
yeah,
was dancing.
So like this, I mean, this was kind of a little Footloose situation. They just needed a nice little dance, a nice little strawberry bash. Wild and red. This
actually would be a really, really good companion film to Footloose.
Okay.
For that reason, it's like kind of you got the closed-minded person who's like, you can't do that, can't do that here. That's not allowed.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we can do whatever we want. So yeah. In that sense, yes, it's a very, very good companion to Footloose.
It said. You can't dance, like you.
Yeah, it's illegal in the town.
You can't move your body like that. That is not okay. That's crazy. I mean, like, I know the world has changed so much. I mean, it always does. But like, man, that is crazy to get in that mindset of, like some dances are. I don't know. Some people do say like some dances are like satanic or demonic, like, or some rappers are like. I guess so.
That's because they are, Joseph.
This is true. Whenever you are dancing, you are summoning demons. I mean, this is it's the hard truth. But I don't know.
You don't have to like it. You don't have to accept it. It's just what is.
Shit.
You know, like
is entering flow state actually possession, or like? I mean, for real, it kind of does feel like something else is taking over. But it's kind of like good possession. That's like, But anyway, yeah, I made a weird Adam's apple thought, like why, like, yeah, I don't know, I texted you all of this so you all know it, but I guess to give the context is a very serious part of the movie, the ending, or that I'm watching. I'm just a lot of emotions are going through, and it's like, oh yeah, you have an Adam's apple, and then like it triggers in my mind Adam's apple, like I just look or thought of the words for the first time. Really, I'm like, why? Yeah. Why is it an Adam? Like, I guess I still haven't even looked it up as to where the origin of the name comes from.
It's the biblical reference.
Way. Okay. But like, but that makes it seem that Adam ate the apple. But like, that's not how the story goes. So it's like, is it actually that Adam ate the apple but lied and said that Eve ate it? And then it's like, dang. I mean, like for forever. I don't know. It's Adam's apple. Anyway. That's where my brain goes. Like during this time of the movie, I analyzing Adam's apple, like, and then I'm like sucked back to the movie. I'm like, oh wait, what am I doing? I catch myself like in the act of doing it, and so it's like, but it is a not that like thoughts like that take me out of a movie. That's not what I'm looking for. More of like whenever it gets me out and like, oh, this was in the 90s, or like this, and today, like some of these problems are still real, and it's like a bad, kind of zoom out, but a good reflection still, or at least that it is.
Right.
It's more of like an activist movie, and maybe that's bad connotation, but like I think like on Challengers versus this, like Challengers isn't like trying to really do much for the queer community, or like, or,
yeah, it's not like anything. You need to accept that you are polyamorous, you know, like that's
yeah. But this is more in the vein of activism. I feel like this is like a very minority voice that you never get to hear from, put on the biggest stage to kind of to let out. And so yeah, I think the when it comes to like queer cinema, there is like, I feel like those two big veins of like, if it's activism or if it's just kind of more matter of fact. I don't know. I don't know what the counter kind of category is.
Yeah, if the queerdom is a product of the story or the point of the story is kind of the, I think is kind of the line, you know, and it's kind of both here, you know, there is a healthy balance, I think. But yeah, you know, like I've been comparing it to Moonlight. I saw the TV Glow. Like, again, these are good examples of movies where the product of the story is the point, you know. So like, you're surmising through the whole film, like, oh, this is like I saw the TV Glow. This is a trans person, as you watch. Like, this is that's what you are taking away from it, and then the end of the movie, they're like, that's the point of the movie. And you're like, oh yeah, okay, you know, like that makes sense, you know, like, so there is all these different, I just love all the different ways there are to tell stories, and I love that even though we use the big umbrella term like queer cinema, the amount of movies that can include and the types of movies that can include, because, you know, there's not even explicitly queer films that are just queer coding, you know, that are just like, you could see this as gay, you know, like you almost certainly could, you know. I think that's such a fascinating dichotomy to tell a story with, and a fascinating lens to view a lot of movies through, you know. And it's not even like whole movies have to include that sort of coding. It can be, you know, contextual from a director, it can be contextual from a writer, it can be like, if you're seasoned in Steven Spielberg's work, and then, you know, you watch a movie where he says there are parts of it where the main character says there's parts of his life that he can't remember because he doesn't feel like he actually lived them. I'm gonna read that as metatextually pretty queer, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little gay, and that's just
no, sorry, Spielberg, you're a little gay. I don't know how to break it to you.
Yeah, I mean we all are.
It's whether if you're 100%, I guess maybe there is the most straight person out there, but does that mean they're 100% straight? I don't know. Does it actually exist? You know, does it really exist? I
think that I think preference absolutely exists. Preference exists in all things. You know, even say you don't have allergies to any foods, you absolutely still have favorite foods, and you still have foods you don't like. You know what I'm saying? But you can eat it all. You know what I'm saying? You can eat it all.
This is true.
You know, like...
And how are you going to know?
Nothing's stopping you.
I don't know.
Exactly.
What more do you want from
Taste
theory
buds change.
Alone? Is what I don't know. Oppenheimer, maybe this is what he's really trying to get at here. You need to put it to the test. But yeah, I don't know. I wonder, like, do these three people have any history of drag whatsoever? Like these main three in the cast, or like, is this very brand new for them? Because I mean,
I'd be willing to bet that it's brand new. I'd be willing to bet it's brand new. Oh, this is the second movie of the month that features RuPaul in a role.
Yeah.
Playing the magnificent Rachel Tensions. Incredible drag name.
Yes, the tension. I could feel the tension in the room as she was
Rachel Tensions. That's so good. I fucking love that. And the fact that I love the panning to the crowd it does, because there are black people in the crowd who are like, this fucking sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's they're not trying to make it light at all. There are people who are like, this blows. And that's hilarious.
And like is the idea that it's like the the people who actually fly the Confederate flag would be so against all of this that like flying it is like the most fuck you, it's just I think but like because it wasn't like the tensions were high, like it was like ooh, I didn't know how to think of it kind of at first, but then I could only laugh, I'm like this is hilarious, like this is it can't
it's performance art, like you said, like yes, if a person who would unironically fly the Confederate flag saw RuPaul in drag wearing a dress that bore the Confederate flag on it, they would be aghast. Like that is, and that is the state, that is all it's really trying to do. It's a shock and awe sort of thing, which has value for some and doesn't have value for others. Is it worth it to some? Is it worth it to others? And thus the tensions. And frankly, I respect it. Hilarious choice in the movie.
Yeah. Like, is there a line in comedy? Is there going too far? It feels like it. But give it enough time, like give it enough time. I think you can.
There's a couple really great jokes, dude. Like, there's a point whenever Noxima says her full name, and she says Noxima so and so Jackson, daughter of Jesse, as in the freedom fighter and activist Jesse Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Hello. Okay.
No, I know. Like, there's a lot of that. Like, there's a lot of just little bang bang. Noxima Jackson, daughter of Jesse. And they all just kind of like they all don't know how to respond to that.
Oh my god, that makes wow. Because she says like Noxima, and then like someone's like Noxima, or kind of like huh, and then like Noxima Jackson, and I thought she said daughter of. Or wait, daughter of, was it like a, like, oh no, I guess that's like Odin's son, or like or like son. I thought she was like going for more of like the, like to make it sound more official, or like like, oh, you didn't like my first name. Okay, now I guess let's
I'll double down, triple down. Yeah, no, I get
you. Okay, actual just references that are going right over my head. Okay. That probably
and that's the thing too, is that like that was part of the joke, is that is kind of what she's doing, is to try to legitimize it by stating something like that. But what she's doing is furthering the character, which is also very fucking funny.
Okay.
And that is why like Noxima's is the only one that is ever expressly stated to be like a character. She again, she is the one who explains drag queens are gay men who dress up in drag and do this, that's why I'm like, when I refer to Noxima and say character, I feel a little bit more confident in that than I would say Vita Boheme. That is not a character. That is who Vita Boheme is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's repeatedly, like, the whole coming out to your family thing. Like, yes, even if you are gay and doing drag and your family doesn't know that is still a certain degree of coming out. But the kind of coming out she wants to do is, I am Vita Boheme. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is who I am, and I need you to accept that. I think she even says, like, I don't need your love, I just want your acceptance, or something like that at one point in the movie. Like, there's just an acceptance of the fact, like acknowledgement of my existence, legitimize it in any capacity. And I find that really, really moving. Again, especially for 95. Because while the movie is not explicitly trans messaging and pro trans or anything like that, it absolutely is subtextually. Because again, it could just read like she's just a drag queen. You absolutely could find the movie to say that, and I don't think you'd be correct, but you could.
I don't think the ending is as like explicit if it's not like, because it's she does double back and like, you know, I don't actually think of you as a woman. You're an angel, but it's more of like a double down. You know, it's like like. Yeah. Oh, I knew.
You transcend the bounds of gender and our friendship. It means nothing to me what you are. You are perfect. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's a certain beauty in that kind of. And again, 30 years ago, I think that message speaks a lot louder than it does now. I think now you do kind of want to hear. I see you as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think that there is kind of like whenever because I think we've already talked about this month, the villain of the time are trans people. You know what I'm saying? Like in the 80s and 70s, it was gay people, you know, before that, black people. And, you know, and you could again make the argument that these quote unquote villains of the times in conservative eyes never went away. It's just that what was the catch-all? Like the one that was being targeted, explicitly, repeatedly. Communists were it for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that it has to be simply an oppressed group, but there are villains of the time, according to conservatives. And right at this moment, it's either immigrants or trans people. So now, because trans people are expressly being targeted in their oppression, not just being oppressed by the mere fact of unacknowledgement, like whatever, like we're going, you don't exist. Now they're going, you do exist and you're mentally ill. Like that's a different line to cross. You know what I'm saying? Like that's much more expressly hateful than disregard. You know what I'm saying? So like now this movie is written slightly differently. I think in that specific moment, not much about that scene changes, but I think that line where she says, I don't see you as a man, I don't see you as a woman, I see you as an angel. I do think that maybe that line is tweaked. You know, I don't see you as a man, I see you as a woman and you are an angel. You know, like maybe something like that. You know, like just something slight like that. Because again, I don't think you would have to change the movie much. I think it has aged that appropriately. Sadly. But I do think that just context is really important, and the traditionally gay people were much more villainized at this time than trans people who are expressly targeted now.
You know, that line, I feel like it is more of like a the angel is more, at least to me, like I take it like revolutionary, like that what you are, like what you embody is more than a woman or a man. Like it is like it's so against the curve of what I know and against the current that it is like it might as well be divine or I can't explain it sort of thing. So I think the idea of what the line is going for is there, but yeah, I think it probably would be I don't know, looked under with a different lens. I feel like
absolutely. I don't mean to say that the line has aged poorly, because I don't think it has. I think that what it was going for and what it still says is meaningful. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get me wrong. I don't think any. And I'm not genderqueer, so I can't guarantee you this, but I don't think any genderqueer person hearing, I don't see you as a man, I don't see you as a woman, I see you as an angel, would hate hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean to say that I think it would expressly be like, well, what the fuck do you mean by that? You know, like, no, like that's still a compliment by every definition. But I do think an acknowledgement of your existence and validating it and therein kind of building upon it in a complimentary way kind of would go a long way modernly as compared to the 90s, where I do think that the goal of the line is to go, you transcend my idea of gender altogether into something else, which is, again, extremely meaningful. I don't mean to say that it's not, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess, I don't think I used those exact words or in this exact way, but I said a very similar line to someone, I guess, very modernly, and it was taken very well. It wasn't a huh or like no, take that back, or sort of thing. So I think more of a I just see you as a person, and then the nickname was Angel, I guess, as well. So it probably was in there as well. All the time, but yeah, it was so like even when that line was said, it was kind of like a oh damn, it was like a like that it pulled a lot of things together. So and it's I don't know, it was just a good emotional ride, like a very heartwarming, very I don't know, good reflection, even though the reflection sometimes isn't the best, because we are 30 or so years later, and still a lot of
could
progress
things be better
to be made, but
like a lot. Sorry, I'm taking a gummy. Give me a second.
just regular sugar, or no, what's the I don't know why I don't know what sugar, or
the bear. The bear variety.
Bear. Yeah.
Not
virgin.
Worms. Bears.
Virgin. Yeah. What maybe virgin gummy isn't the right, maybe virgin's for alcohol only. What's the virgin equivalent for marijuana?
It's kind of fucked up that we use that term also. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I get it, but
all it's saying is that you're too young to drink, and therefore...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you're an adult, you can still order one of them, and it sounds really weird to be ordering like a maybe that is actually it gives it's a tell, is like if you're an adult ordering a virgin cocktail. Actually, I take it back. You could be clean and sober, so I don't never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediately take it back. But no, the marijuana equivalent, I don't know. Yeah, look, I'd be okay with getting rid of virgin for alcohol as well. But I guess
it is funny to think of like what virgin edibles are, because it's just food.
It's just gummy bears, Rice Krispie treats.
It's just normal
brownies,
food.
Cookies.
Like they already existed. The qualifier is the weed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, cocktails. Yeah. I guess that's fair. So, all right, there we go. I guess we solved it. The answer is that there is no answer. It is just it's the way it has been. But okay,
such is the way of things. It is known. I'm about to re-enter a Game of Thrones mode so fucking hard, especially moving into a new place. I think that the first show I rewatch is probably going to be Thrones.
That's going to be nice.
Because I'm saving Peaks. I'm saving Peaks for October because I want to time it with our Fire Walk with Me live comm and try to finish it right before that, so that I'm fresh off.
Okay.
That's kind of my goal. But I don't know. I'm so I think Thrones might get a quick run through here over the next couple months, maybe even before House of the Dragon ends, which, speaking of, I'm going to do some plugs, and then we are going to rate this movie, and we are going to get out of here. So, House of the Dragon, we are covering week by week on Geek With Me. Very, very exciting stuff. I am super high on the season 3 premiere, and so is Joseph. And we are super excited about it. We covered the first episode in full over on Geek With Me. We also covered it live on TikTok Live, which we are also doing for this episode. And we are doing heretofore for every podcast, barring any specific circumstances which prevent us from doing so. And I don't foresee a lot of those. So I think that TikTok Live is going to be a kind of reliable one. We did have a couple of users pop in and out this time. Not many. It is only the second live we've ever done, so I expect it takes a little bit more dedication before you can work your way up into the algorithm. But hey, it is what it is. We had a great time. House of the Dragon over on Geek With Me. Mentioned Twin Peaks. We had a Twin Peaks podcast called Fired Pod with me. It is officially completed in full. We have covered every episode and film of Twin Peaks. But you can't go wrong there. You ought to check it out anyway. If you have seen Twin Peaks, it's absolutely for you. If you haven't watched Twin Peaks and then listened to our show, it's for you also. So, I did mention that we are going to be doing a Fire Walk With Me live comm. here in a couple months, and it's gonna be a fun thing to try to do along with the TikTok live. Who knows how many people could literally be watching the movie with us as we watch the movie. True. That's a fun, like, it wouldn't just be us doing the live com. People might be watching the movie with us, which is very, very cool. This is the advantage. If you're not on TikTok, if you're not on our TikTok live, get on our TikTok live. Look me up, Coro Bloom, Colton Robertson. You'll find me there. Go ahead and shoot me a follow. I'm trying to announce every time that we are doing a TikTok live. And who knows, maybe the more that we do this, the more that, hopefully it garners its own sort of attention. Maybe there comes a point when we're comfortable doing TikTok live exclusive stuff. Who knows? Maybe there will come a day where we are just streaming and we're not recording and also putting stuff out. Or maybe, we record stuff that's just TikTok live and then we put it out as an episode somewhere. I don't know. Who knows? You never know. We have free will. We can do whatever the fuck we want, guys. And we're not going to stop anytime soon. So, To Wong Fu wrapped up Pride Month for us. Now, this is the fun part. We've got a slate of films that we are covering in July. Now, this is a series that will go every Friday in July, which is 5 of them. We're doing 50 years in the making. A movie from 1976, 1986, 1996, 2006, and 2016. So, we are going to start next week with a movie that we have already covered historically. Back during the 52-year journey through film, it was our 1976 film then. We have grown a lot as movie watchers since, and I am very excited to revisit it in that context. 1976's film will be Taxi Driver. So that'll be next Friday. Joe, I don't have the information in front of me.
I do.
And it looks like maybe you do. Would you remind me what the 1986 feature will be?
Stand By Me.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, whatever you have there is the final slate. 1986, Stand By Me, Rob Reiner feature. Some quintessential coming-of-age stuff. Can't wait to revisit that movie. Haven't watched it in years, and I am so excited to revisit it. So, Stand By Me, 1986. 1996, give me a second. Let me see what I would have picked there. I would have picked Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet for 1996.
I think you would have.
I would have.
Yes.
And I did. Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, Claire Danes, Leonardo DiCaprio. Perfect stuff as far as Shakespeare adaptations are concerned. I cannot wait to show Joe that film because you have not seen that. And ooh-wee. That is a goodie. 2006, we had something else lined up, but we're saving that for later this year, and I cannot wait. 2006 will now be a Denzel Washington feature directed by Tony Scott, Deja Vu. Val Kilmer in that motherfucker, bro. Val Kilmer in that motherfucker. Wonderful sci-fi action film. Like, genuinely unbelievable sci-fi action film. Underrated as fuck. Cannot wait to revisit it. We'll be discussing that for our 2006 feature. And then we are wrapping the month up with a 2016 film that's long in the making. A friend of ours brought it to our attention that we need to cover it and that he would need to be there. And so we're finally going to do it. If you've been a friend of the pod for a long time, you'll remember KBZ Kyler Barnett. From the old days, the good old days. Been a long time since we had Kyler on, and he is going to be joining us to discuss The Nice Guys, Ryan Gosling, Russell Crowe, directed by Shane Black. I'm very excited for that because I love that movie, and that'll just be a fun one to talk about. So that's the slate. Taxi Driver, Stand By Me, Romeo and Juliet, Deja Vu, and The Nice Guys. Who else got it popping like that? Okay? Who else is following a Pride Month special series of episodes up with a series that starts and ends with Taxi Driver and The Nice Guys? You don't. It's just us.
Let's go.
It's just us.
That's pretty
Motherfuck the big three It's just big we. But yeah.
Yeah. You just did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I'll take full credit too. That was an original. I wasn't inspired by anything at all.
I don't know. No reference whatsoever. But
Nah.
Oh, yeah, what a crazy follow-up. Taxi Driver, where this is, where we're going
coming straight
next,
off to Wong Fu.
Hey.
Taxi Drivers next week, baby. Yeah, we couldn't be going more in the opposite, sort of stereotypical straight guy direction than Taxi Driver. So got that to look forward to. But with that, let's go ahead and rate To Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar. Is it simple for you as it is me?
I was gonna say, I'm like, well, yeah, this one's the 10 of the month. It felt kind of bad, like we had a month before Pride Month where it was just kind of like, damn, or like we saw some banging movies. This one hit that again, or it was like, yeah, it is. The cries are different, the heartwarming feel, now that I don't know, I can't wait to like. There's probably so many jokes that I just didn't hear or that went over my head or like that upon rewatch it's gonna be so nice now to know that this town isn't gonna end in horror as well, or like that it's like everything is okay actually at the end. It's great. This movie, I'm at the 10 for me.
Yeah, I am
so
too.
There we go.
It's that simple. This is a 10 out of 10 for me, and God, I love it. I just can't get enough. It just makes me so happy. Mm-hmm. And I think that like ultimately it's also a really good looking movie. We didn't talk about the craft of the movie a ton, but it is a very, very good looking movie. The costume design's on point. The performances are really good. It's a solid film, man. And I whenever I can like kind of escape that mindset and just go, oh, this makes me feel good. Like I love that. So, and then to be able to rein it back in and go, and it was still a really good fucking movie is helpful. But, man, yeah, To Wong Fu, just special stuff. So that is the bookend on a wonderful month of movies. To Wong Fu. Thanks for Julie Newmar, a 100% on the Cinementalimeter. And with that, we can conclude our Pride Month slate. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember to tell all of your queer friends, your trans friends, your gay friends, your bi friends, your lesbian friends, your T's, Q's, pluses, I's, and A's. All of them. Tell all of them you love them and that you're happy they're alive. And remember from the bottom of my heart, fuck ICE.